They took me into a cell. It was a narrow cell, only made of wooden planks, and nothing above them, not a mattress, not a blanket, just bare planks. To welcome me, a smelly bucket here, over there window bars, and to think that I'm tall, sophisticated, full of talents, as they say, and I find myself in here, wasted and forsaken by everybody.
В этом купе, значит, обычно сколько едет? 4 человека.
How many people normally fit into this train compartment? 4? Okay. But there were 20 of us in there. You could hardly sit, and so we were transported.
Когда меня ввели в лагерь после всего обыска, там шмона вот этого.
When they took me to the camp, they searched me in front of 2 main entry gates. Once inside, the first thing I saw were long rows of garbage containers and people climbing on top of them to rummage around and make their pick. Closed regime camps, the inmates marked with numbers. There were usually 3 of them, one on the knee, one on the arm, and one on the cap. That way, it was easier for the guards to read them. Life in the camp was not exactly paradise. The big barracks were home to more than 100 people, maybe 150, on 2-level wooden bunks. There were no facilities, of course, and conditions in general were fit for cattle. The daily work, consisting of hard labor, lasted 11 hours. In the morning I would go out, and in the evening, exhausted, I'd quickly go to the canteen, eat the slops really fast and go straight to bed to save my strength. The work in the camps was really backbreaking, just exhausting. We had to cut trees, plough the earth, build the railroad. Kept apart by barbed wire in a neighbouring area, there were political convicts alongside criminals. This was the state's way of educating its political enemies. The political prisoners are enemies of the people, while the criminals, friends of the people. Figure that out. A criminal who killed or raped someone or something. Bread was not given out on a regular basis. Sometimes the daily ration was not distributed. Some other time, they wouldn't even serve the slops. We might not be allowed to the bathhouse for 2.5 months. The barracks were cold, no baths. The plank beds were arranged in 3 rows. There were no toilets. When the need took us, we had to go outside the barracks. We would go out, and so would the women from the barracks opposite. Obviously, people would die. Corpses were discovered. At the camp, at least 10 to 15 people were buried daily. These 10 to 15 corpses were buried in the snow, because in winter there is permafrost. When I got back home from the camp in 1957, I wrote to the information office and they told me that my whole family had died, that our house had been destroyed.